Shock therapy refers to swift and radical changes implemented in national economic policies, specifically aimed at transforming a state-controlled economy into a free market economy. This concept gained prominence following the collapse of communism across Eastern Europe and the dissolution of the Soviet Union. In these regions, nations transitioned from totalitarian socialist systems to democratic capitalist frameworks under the guidance of organizations like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. The abrupt nature of this transformation led to the term shock therapy, symbolizing a drastic overhaul of the economic environment. At the core of shock therapy was the imperative to dismantle all aspects of the Soviet-era economy. This required an immediate shift towards a capitalist model, where private ownership supplanted state control as the primary form of property ownership. Government-owned factories and industries were privatized and sold to private entities at incredibly low prices. The once collective farms, previously an essential component of the agricultural landscape, transitioned into privately operated farms, forcing a complete restructuring of the agricultural system. This transition marked a significant departure from a collectivist approach to a system rooted in free market principles. However, the consequences of implementing shock therapy were profound and often detrimental. Most notably, the state-controlled industrial frameworks in many post-communist countries suffered significant collapse, as struggling industrial units were hastily sold off to private investors. Similarly, the value of the ruble dropped dramatically, resulting in surging inflation that threatened to obliterate the economic security of the populace. The disintegration of the collective farm system exacerbated food security concerns, leading countries like Russia to rely on food imports for sustenance. Additionally, as government support systems crumbled, essential services such as healthcare and education dwindled, pushing vast segments of the population deeper into poverty. The emergence of organized crime was another unanticipated result, as a mafia undertook control of an array of economic activities amidst the chaos following these reforms. Here, a stark division arose between the affluent and the impoverished, as the privatization process often favored a select few, leaving many in dire straits. One glaring oversight in the shock therapy approach was the neglect of political development, which ultimately complicated the transition process. These experiences serve as a cautionary tale about the risks incurred by pursuing rapid economic reforms without adequately addressing the political ramifications.